So the Airaid MXP Series that we've got here today should definitely appeal to any 2.7 liter EcoBoost customer out there that's looking for a closed intake. It's going to help your EcoBoost breathe a few more horsepower and torque, as well as pick up some improved throttle response. This intake will also provide some cool looks under the hood and its stainless steel metal accent, and it's a major appearance upgrade for an otherwise plain Jane engine compartment. Cold air is for the EcoBoost platform installed with little to no effort at all, and for that this is going to call for an easy 1 out of 3 wrenches on our difficulty meter here, about an hour job. We're going to show you how coming up soon. So with any cold air intake, the goal here, guys, is to stuff as much cool and dense air possible into your motor, which is going to result in improved combustion, and that's going to yield improved horsepower and torque. So why this cold air intake in comparison to some of the others that we've got on the website? Well, to start, the EcoBoost factory air inlet can't get that much better, and Ford did a really great job designing it, but Airaid saw this and merely improved on their design and pushed it further. You're getting a bigger and better, freer flowing filter, better tubing, and a larger box. Now, these are all going to work hand in hand to improve that factory intake's objective, which is to push that colder air in. But one of the best aspects about this intake's design is that it's going to get you that much more better performance without needing to run a custom tune or a handheld tuner. Now, you're getting away without needing a tune because the EcoBoost platform uses a speed density system as opposed to a mass airflow sensor. Now, because of this, the EcoBoost makes alterations to your engine's computer on the fly, which would otherwise require a tune to do so. And this means that while a tune will add more power, the EcoBoost can see better results out of a non-tune required intake versus one that's going to be for a 5-liter truck, for example. So in short, you're going to get bigger gains with an intake than other non-EcoBoost owners. And while you'll definitely hear a ton of feedback from under the hood, which I personally love, as well as the difference from behind the wheel in terms of throttle response, you should expect to be picking up high single digits to low double-digit numbers here. But owning an EcoBoost here, guys, I can tell you that any little extra bit you're going to be throwing at this platform is going to go that much further than you'd find with a V8. Now, something else that's great about this kit, like most if not all Airaid products, is the fact that this is 50 state legal. So if you're in California, you can rest easy knowing that you'll be able to install and run this without having any issues. Now, looking at the construction, guys, it's evident right out of the box that this is definitely a great looking and well-built kit. And one of the coolest features about it is going to be the design of the airbox itself. Now, we're going to see that this one-piece design is manufactured out of a roto-molded plastic material, and that's going to pull that much more cooler and denser air compared to your factory box. Now, that's going to help your turbos breathe that much more effectively, as well as cutting down on turbo lag. But in terms of the filter here, this is Airaid's oiled SynthaFlow setup, which is made up of a cotton gauze and a non-woven synthetic nanofiber. That's going to trap that much more dirt and particulates that you'd find with a dry filter. Again, that's also going to be a huge improvement over the factory filter as well. Now, lastly, this is rewashable and reusable, so once it comes time, simply pull it out, give it a bath, re-oil it, put it back in, and you're good to go. So in terms of the pricing, you should expect to be shelling out about $400 to get this onto your truck. While it's definitely not the least expensive, it's not the most expensive unit out there. We feel that the design is going to make this one of the more efficient intakes out there for the EcoBoost platform. Now, it's really worth mentioning that the less expensive options out there aren't going to have a fully enclosed box like what we're working with, that they're also just going to be incorporating a heat shield, which may or may not keep temperatures down, which could hinder performance gains. So for the money here, you're getting away with not only a great looking piece of equipment, but one that's going to give you more power and torque, as well as throttle response, and give you some great noise under the hood. Now, switching gears to the installation, again, you're looking at a very straightforward 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter here, about less than an hour to get this on. All you're going to need to get this on here is just going to be a basic socket set and a flathead screwdriver, and you're not going to be doing anything nuts here aside from pulling your factory box and system out, replacing it with your new Airaid unit and the included hardware. So to start, you're going to want to disconnect the negative battery terminal, followed by disconnecting the air temp sensor in the intake tube, and then gently pry the harness anchors out of the airbox. You'll then loosen the 3 clamps on the intake tube and then remove that from your truck. Using a flathead screwdriver, you're going to want to gently pry up the center post of the plastic rivets in the air inlet and then remove them. So after that, you can then move on to removing the 8mm fender bolt in the air box and then remove the entire air box and scoop assembly from your truck. Once you're done there, you can then mount the filter adapter inside of your new box. Once that's done, guys, insert the grommet and spacer into the opposite side of the Airaid box and then snap the air scoop into the box itself. Once you're done there, get your new box assembly into the inner fender area, then align your mounting holes with the support holes and secure the box down. Up next, you're going to carefully remove the air temp sensor from the intake tube and then replace the new factory grommet with the new one supplied by Airaid. Now you're going to want to gently insert that air temp sensor into the Airaid intake tube and then slide the hump hoses and clamps onto the intake. And after that, guys, it's more or less just giving your work a good once over, tightening everything down to make sure you don't have any loose connections, and then you're good to go. So that's my detailed review and breakdown of the Airaid MXP Series cold air intake with the SynthaFlow oiled filter, fitting the 2015 through 2017 2.7 liter equipped F150 EcoBoost. That can be found right here at AmericanTrucks.com.